Hello and welcome to Energy Insights, your source for the latest developments shaping the global energy markets. Today we are covering the topic Sinopec of the China to slash crude processing by over 10% amid the Middle East supply squeeze. So we are looking at the major development from the China that could have significant implications for the oil markets across Asia and beyond. China's largest oil refiner, Sinopec, is reportedly planning to reduce its crude oil processing by more than 10%. This move comes as refiners across Asia face tightening crude supplies linked to disruptions and geopolitical tensions in the Middle East. The company Sinopec is the largest oil refiner in the world. It operates an extensive network of refineries and petrochemical facilities across China, processing millions of barrels of crude oil every day. These facilities produce essential fuel like gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, and a wide range of petrochemical products used in the manufacturing industry. Because of the enormous scale, even a small change in the Sinopec refinery operations have noticeable effects on the regional and the global energy markets. According to industry sources, the planned reduction could amount to roughly 600 to 700,000 barrels per day. That is equivalent to the production of a medium-sized refinery and represents a significant adjustment to the global refining system. Now the question is that why this is happening. The main factor appears to be the tightening crude oil supply from the Middle East, which remains one of the most critical sources of the oil for the Asian economies. China is currently the largest crude oil importer in the world, bringing in around 11 million barrels of crude oil each day. A large portion of this supply comes from the Middle Eastern providers like Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, and the United Arab Emirates. Sinopec itself relies heavily on these supplies. The company imports roughly 4 million barrels each day to feed its refineries, and a substantial share of that crude comes from the Gulf countries. However, recent geopolitical tensions and security concerns have begun to affect the shipping routes and the movement of the oil cargoes in the region. The Middle East is home to some of the most important oil transit choke points like Strait of Hormuz, which is currently the hot topic. The narrow waterway is responsible for transporting roughly 20% of the global oil shipments. Any disruption in this area can immediately impact the oil flows to major importers like China, India, Japan, and South Korea. When supplies become uncertain or delayed, refiners often have limited options, like they draw from the storage, seek alternative supplies, or reduce refinery throughput until the supply conditions stabilize. In this case, Sinopec appears to be choosing the third option, which is reducing the crude processing levels in response to the supply constraints. But the company is also adjusting how it uses the crude oil it does receive. Industry sources suggest that Sinopec is prioritizing the production of essential transportation fuels like gasoline, diesel, and the aviation fuel. These products are critical for maintaining the transportation systems and keeping the economic activity alive across China. At the same time, the company may scale back production of petrochemical feedstocks, which are used to manufacture plastics, synthetic fibers, and other industrial materials. This strategic adjustment helps ensure that the fuel supply remains stable even as the crude availability becomes tighter. It's important to note that the Sinopec is not only the only refinery operating facing these challenges. Several refineries in Southeast Asia have also reduced operations in recent weeks due to similar supply pressures. This indicates that the issue is not limited to a single company but reflects a broader changes in the regional energy supply chain. Oil markets are already responding to these developments. Prices have shown increasing volatility as traders assess the potential for prolonged supply disruption. Energy analysts warn that if the geopolitical tension persists or if the shipping routes remain constrained, refiners across Asia may need to make further adjustment to their operations. For global markets, this situation serves as a reminder of how interconnected the energy system truly is. A disruption in the crude oil supply from one region can quickly affect refining operations, fuel availability, and market prices across the world. For China, energy security remains a critical national priority. As the largest importer of the crude oil, the country must constantly manage supply risks while ensuring that domestic fuel demand is met. Companies like the Sinopec play a central role in this effort, balancing supply logistics, refinery operations, and market conditions. Over the coming week, energy markets will closely monitor how Sinopec and other refiners respond to the evolving supply situation. Their decision will influence not only the Asian fuel markets but also broader global oil balance. And that's today update from the Energy Insights. If you found this analysis useful, do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on the global energy developments. Thank you for watching Energy Insights, and we will see you in the next episode very soon.